Guten Tag and hello, and welcome back to a very quick follow-up episode of the Märklin Outsider. In the previous episode, I actually planned on including what winds up being today's video because as I was editing the video, I felt that I had just thrown in too much information, so I decided to chop out today's topic from that episode and present it as a new episode. In the previous video, I mentioned I had gone to Germany. My wife and I, since 2002, 2003, started as an exchange program, but the last couple of years we've gone just as a vacation. We've spent about 3 weeks every June in Germany, and so this summer was no different. While in Germany, we visited many train shops. We did a lot of train spotting, but we visited a lot of model train shops. And a very special one to us now was Jan and Heinrich's Modellbahn shop, Modell Eisenbahn shop in Kempten. Kempten is a small town in southwestern Germany in the state of Bavaria in a region known as the Allgäu. Not that you are interested in that. It was our first time in Kempten. Kempten is a great center to go many different places, all within an hour, hour and a half away. Munich, Augsburg, Ulm, and then down south, Füssen to see Neuschwanstein Castle and Hohenschwangau, as well as you're also about an hour away from Lindau on Bodensee, this beautiful little town on an island on the eastern side of Lake Constance, Bodensee in German. Anyhow, while in Kempten, talking to the owners of Jan and Heinrich's, Märklin announced a big update. They had announced a major update for the Central Station 3 about 2 weeks before I went to Germany, and in an episode, I think it was episode 6, I showed how to do an update on the Central Station 3. Just follow the red dots. In episode 4, I had talked about the basic control system of Märklin, the Mobile Station 2. The Mobile Station 2 is a great introduction to digital control. It is their primary form of control. If you buy a starter digital set, it will have a Mobile Station 2 in it. And I'll just call it Mobile Station from here on in. The Mobile Station was demoed by me in episode 4, but I mentioned 3 limitations it has. As great as it is, it has 3 limitations. One is just because it's a cheaper controller, its display system is not great. And the iconography, the symbols they use for the different functions are very basic. For example, they just have a symbol of a loudspeaker to represent most sound functions that come with a train. But the 2 major problems, if you want to call them that, of the Mobile Station 2 were that, 1, it only allowed you to have 10 trains loaded onto the controller for controlling. It had a database built into it that has hundreds to thousands of model trains, but you can only load 10 of them to be controlled. So if you've got 15 trains, 5 of them could not be used with your mobile station, or you had to delete one and add another, depending on what you wanted to do. The second limitation was that newer digital trains, especially coming out of Rocco and Brava, along with Märklin, these other German and Austrian companies, have a multitude of functions. With the advances in chip technology and microprocessing boards, many trains being released today have 18, 20, 24, up to 32, and we're already seeing trains with 36 functions being advertised soon. The mobile station only allowed you access to the 16 functions labeled on F0 to F15. So you could only control 16 of the functions. Now you could go in and program which functions you wanted, but that would involve changing CV values, which can be a pain in the butt. So it had a couple of limitations. Well, while I was in Germany, just before I went to Jan and Heinrich's model train shop, Märklin announced a major shakeup with the mobile station. They basically created an update which rewrote the processor, the decoder, inside the mobile station. Now this only works with mobile station 2, not the original mobile station 1s. But this basically was a complete rewriting of its programming. And what it did was it took those 2 biggest limitations of the mobile station and threw them out the window. It was ironic that within a couple of weeks of posting a video, maybe a month within posting a video talking about these 2 limitations of the mobile station, they got rid of those limitations. This new upgrade allows you to control dozens of trains with your controller. You basically can load, I can't say an infinite number. It's not quite the level the central station can. All I can tell you is that at Jan and Heinrich's, the owner had said he already has 40 trains now loaded on his mobile station, where originally you could only control 10. He's got 40 loaded and can keep going. Also, it now allows access to the functions above F15. The explosion of chips just in 10 years that have gone from 8 functions to 12 functions to 16, now up to 36, and obviously the sky's the limit, including chips that you can program and arrange your functions in whatever order you want with your own customized sounds. That's for a different day and maybe a different person to talk about. So instead, let me show you this amazing new update, how to get to it, how to install it, and show you how it works. Let's go to the pre-filmed video. So here is the display screen of my Central Station 3. The newer Central Stations 3 have a slightly different look and lettering on that. Don't worry about that. It's still the same device, okay? Whether it's CS3, Central Station 3, or Central Station 3 Plus, and even the last version of the Central Station 2, your display screen is going to look identical to this. But anyhow, if you look on your Operation pull-down tab, that's right up here, your Operations pull-down tab, on the setting, and I'll try to zoom in there so you can see, whenever you see a red tab on your primary touchscreen icon, in this case System, that means there's an update available. To get to the update, and I'll zoom back out here, to get to the update, you simply click on it. Now, again, this is a touch screen, but I use my mouse, so I'll click on this. Once you click on this, you go to the System screen. And if you look at the System screen, you have all these buttons. So down here, again, I'll click on System. If there's a primary system update, you'd still see a red tab here, but otherwise it's here on the System. So I click on System, and once I open the System tab, you'll see, again, a network. Is there an upgrade for the network? That's very rare. Is it a CS3 major upgrade? In other words, upgrading the software for the entire device. Well, that's not the red tab, but if it were, you'd click on this. Right here, you can see it says System. You'd click on this. So you just kind of go through your menu here, and you come down, and if you look down here, it says MS2, and the red dot's there. That means this is the MS2 upgrade. So you click on this. Now, I have many mobile stations. One of them, my MS2-1, which was my first gray one, which I use in the other video, has not been attached yet. Otherwise, it would have a red dot here. The other two mobile stations I have, which are currently attached, are MS2-2 and MS2-5. They're over here, if you can see that. So we'll zoom in. Now you'll see that there is a check mark, a green check mark on this one. I've already updated this one just to make sure everything was working good. But this one has a red dot by it again. That means I have to upgrade it. So to upgrade it, all I do is click on the icon again. Everything is icon clicking. Just click on the icon. And all of a sudden you get this symbol. And this symbol means, do you want to upload the upgrade? The answer is yes. So you just click on it. Now it gives you your prompt screen. Do you want to update this? And it also tells you that things are done during stop state. In other words, if you're running trains, you can't upgrade. Well, that's important. Some upgrades you can actually keep running your trains on, but system upgrades, they stop everything. So check mark means, yes, I want to upgrade. So let's upgrade. Now when I click upgrade, I'll move this in. Here's my mobile station 2. It's in, like the screen has been shut down, because it is now being upgraded. And you get an upgrade progress bar. I'm not going to show you the entire progress, but you see it goes through all the upgrades. All right, well that took less than a minute. And now it prompts you. It says the upgrade was complete. Was successful, in fact. So you click on it. Now you're back in business. Everything is done. If I look at the screen here, you'll notice I clicked on the MS2. The red button's gone. Everything is now upgraded. We're all good. So I can just close this window and go back to trains. But let me show you what has changed. I bring this over. If you compare this to the older screen, first of all, you used to have 10 little plus signs across here. You don't. You now have just a bunch of lines. One of the two major upgrades they now did with the mobile station, one of the two major upgrades they did is now you can get, I believe it's 40 trains or even more. They did not release a number that I have seen yet. I talked to a gentleman at Jan and Heinrichs. He says he has 40 trains. He got all 40 trains listed on his mobile station. So they went from a maximum of 10 on board, in other words, stored in the memory system that you could run across here, plus one if you used one of the cards. Now, at least 40. You can get a maximum number of trains that you can now dial through. The dial through is still the same, so you want to change trains, you just click it, but now the list is a lot longer and it just keeps going. So you can get a massive number of trains now on this system.
Now the other thing is, when you're in the go state, notice the stop is shut off. If I hit stop, it's on stop. But if I hit that, don't touch anything else but whatever train I'm on. If I hit shift, it goes to functions 8 through 15. And if I hit shift again, it goes to functions 16 to 23. It now allows you to access more than the original F0 to F15, the original 16 functions. You can now access more functions. Status is function 0 through 7, and in the old days you'd hit shift, and that's how you accessed the next 8 functions. Now you just hit shift again, and you can get to more functions. If this train had 32 functions, I could hit shift again and it would take me to those functions. So those are the 2 big updates on the central station for the mobile station. All you have to do is plug your mobile station in and upgrade it. You just click upgrade. It will load the new system in with new trains. It's always good to plug these in and update them anyhow, because these are always attached to my central station. It automatically upgrades them with new train lists that get added to the database. But otherwise, you just find somebody with a Central Station 3, and in Germany it's easy. You can go to a train shop and they will do it. But here in America, if you know somebody with the Central Station 3 and has it connected to the internet, you need that internet connection, you can plug your mobile station in and update it and get this new software version, a complete rewrite. So if you go back to that video I did on the digital system, two of the biggest complaints I had were the lack of trains that you could use with the mobile station with, and you couldn't access any functions above F15. Now, those 2 problems have been solved.
Okay, so there you have it. This amazing new upgrade for the basic controller of the Märklin digital world. And it now really allows you complete digital control. 320 functions of accessories, lights, turnout switches, you name it. Upwards of 40, 50, 100 trains can now be loaded on it. You now technically don't have to go immediately to the Central Station 3, which I would have advised a year or 2 ago. Not that you shouldn't get a Central Station 3 if you have the money and want a magnificent control system, but now that decision or that worry is put back a bit because these new updates that they have put into the mobile station really up its game in terms of what you want to control. You still have the issue of you got to scroll through to find your train, as opposed to having them on a screen where you can have 20, 30, 40 of your trains on your screen at one time. Also, you cannot access computer or app technology with the mobile station. You have to have the central station to be able to access the internet and use the Märklin apps or anybody else's apps designed for Märklin. You still got to get the Central Station 3 to really expand your control world. But at least now the mobile station's limitations have been removed. It's really upped its game, and for the price, maybe the best digital controller to go with what is, as I've explained in many videos, an amazing digital integrated system by Märklin. This is what I'm trying to explain in these videos, and as I progress in knowledge, I will try to share that with you. The Märklin digital system, it's insulting to modelers to say it, and I don't want to turn you off, but I keep calling it digital trains for dummies, because 3 years ago, I didn't know anything about model trains, and now I've got this amazing digital system. It's all integrated, it's all plug and play, it's all intuitive and interpretive and integrated in ways that no other company or system can get, whether you're 00 gauge, or using other companies. The Märklin system really is a fantastic system. So, on that note, I want to again thank you for watching. I hope you're finding some of these videos and ideas useful. It's an amazing world, and I would just like to thank you for tuning in, and I will say once again, Auf Wiedersehen, bis bald, and happy training.